Hey guys, my name is Matt and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by, clicking on the video. I appreciate that. I kind of wanted to do a quick, hopefully a quick introduction to who I am and how I became an eBay reseller. So like I said, my name is Matt and I have been selling on eBay for about 2 months now, as of August 21st. About 2 months now, pretty close to 2 months. And I didn't plan on becoming an eBay reseller. It kind of happened on accident, I would say. So, you know, I'm married, and my wife is a travel labor and delivery nurse. Now, before I became an eBay reseller, I do sell on eBay full time. I have a degree in surgical technology. So this was my job for the last 3 or 4 years. I worked in surgery as a surgeon's assistant, essentially. And like I said, my wife is a travel labor and delivery nurse. And we decided at the end of last year that I live in Ohio, and we decided we wanted to travel outside of Ohio for her to work. So this kind of, I kind of had to like drop my career in surgical technology, and so that we could, pursue her dreams of traveling, outside of Ohio and to, nicer locations. So we made the decision in about September last year we went for an assignment down in Orlando. So we moved to Orlando, and it was only supposed to be 13 weeks, and it ended up being about 6 months we were down there. She kept extending, and it was all through the winter, so we were very happy to be down there, you know, enjoying the nice weather when everyone here in Ohio was, enjoying the teens, the snow, the ice. So we enjoyed ourselves down there, but we came back about February this year, and we had decided we had such a great time that we definitely wanted to travel again. We don't have any kids, so the plan is to, for our lives, to travel. And really, for my job, there are some traveling opportunities as a surgical tech, but they really aren't as prevalent as someone who is a nurse like my wife is. So I came back, and I had a few of my old employers, the old hospitals that I worked for, were like, "Oh, you're back in town. We'd love to have you back." But I really just couldn't commit to any of those because, like I said, we plan on traveling again. Come January next year, we're gonna pick up our lives again, and we're gonna go somewhere else. So I didn't really want to, I guess, burn those bridges at those hospitals by taking the job and then 6 or 8 months later quitting the jobs. So I politely turned those down, and I was unemployed for the first time in a long time. And I tried to think of some things that I've been kicking around ideas of what can I do when we're traveling? What can I do no matter where we go in the country where I can make money for my family and keep myself busy? I don't want to just sit around and do nothing. So, some ideas, I'll just throw out a few ideas that I had. Maybe I could be an Uber driver full time, which, is you can make decent money. Of course, I always talk to every Uber that I get. I always talk to the driver about, what it's like to be a driver. And, I thought that was going to be maybe the route that I take, and I didn't really pan out too much. And I wasn't too super excited about that. And some other ideas I had, finding some work that I can do from home, like, a call center type thing where I can just do it from my computer, or just computer work that I can do from home. Something I can take with me and travel. And that didn't really, again, ideas that could have worked, but not really something that I wanted to do. So I was kind of stuck. Didn't really have ideas. So, my wife tells me one day, "You need a hobby," because I used to play a lot of sports, and I don't really play any sports anymore. She says, "You need a hobby. You need to kind of figure out something to keep you occupied." So, something I've always enjoyed doing my entire life is collecting video games. So this is kind of where the eBay thing comes in. So I've always enjoyed collecting video games that I've never really actually collected. I've just kept all the stuff I've had growing up through the years. From the 80s, from the 90s, and now. I've just kind of kept that stuff. I never really got rid of it. So I've always just had it. I said, well, you know, I wanna really expand my video game collection. And I was watching a lot of YouTube videos of other video game collectors and how awesome their collections were. I want to do this. So I started like they all do. They have videos. They go to the yard sales. They find amazing stuff. You know, it's awesome. I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna do this too. Get out there for a couple of weekends. I didn't find anything, and I still really don't find much. But on a couple of those videos, they were kind of mentioning, you know, video game collecting is very expensive. How do they pay for that stuff? Well, this is where eBay comes in. This is kind of where I got into, accidentally kind of get into it. They buy other stuff at the yard sales, not necessarily video game related, and they resell it on eBay, take some of that money, and pay for the video game collection. And I thought, that sounds like something I want to do. It would make me happy, it would make my wife happy, because I'm not spending all this money on a video game collection. And it's also, the most important thing, it's something I can do when we're traveling around. Anywhere I go, there will be garage sales, there will be thrift stores, eBay's always right on hand. So I can take a version of what I have going on now on the road with us and make money for my family, which is the most important thing. So, like I said, I've been selling on eBay for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, something like that. So, you know, very close to 2 months. And I didn't know really what I was getting into. I started to watch videos on YouTube. I didn't know anything about selling on eBay. I don't really know much about anything other than video game stuff. That's kind of my niche. You know, video games is where I make my bread and butter. You know, the electronics section is where you'll most likely find me hanging out. So that's kind of where things started. Started to watch videos on YouTube, and there's tons of fantastic content creators on YouTube with all kinds of knowledge in all kinds of different categories. And I just started spending lots and lots of time watching those videos and really learning, you know, about the different things that I would see out there that I wouldn't think someone would want to buy, but have been proven people want to buy that stuff. So, you know, I guess to wrap this thing, it's a lot longer than I've, you know, expected it to go, but to wrap this thing up, I'm a very new seller to eBay, and I want to take you guys on the journey. Hopefully, you know, even if you're a new seller, you're thinking about selling, you can learn some stuff here, because you're going to kind of see me from almost the beginning, and I'll talk about more in other videos about the beginning, and then you'll kind of see me along my journey to someone who is an established eBay reseller. And then hopefully for those who are established eBay resellers, maybe I can teach you guys a thing or two, or that you'll get some enjoyment out of my videos. But I will leave it there. Again, thank you very much for clicking on the video, clicking on the channel. You know, again, hopefully we can all learn something together. So thank you guys very much, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.